This conference will now be recorded.
Appreciate everyone coming out tonight, the families, all the students, the ball players, the other guests. And this time we're going to ask Reverend Adam Smith, Son of the Baptist Church pastor, to come up and have a prayer for us, and then following that, Mr. Mark Lee.
Thank you for allowing me the privilege to come and pray tonight. My family and I have lived here in Bladen County for exactly a year as of the June. Thankful to be able to serve the county in the area the way we can. So thank you, Justin. Thank you. Dear God, we come before you tonight. We just thank you once again for the opportunity to bow before your presence. Even though these gentlemen and ladies are here to serve the matter of county business, God, we thank you for the opportunity that we are given by you to be appointed by you. We be given authority by you to go about your business. All of creation that you've given us to oversee. Allow each and every heart here tonight, mind to be open to what it is that you would have for them to do. To live honorably according to your statutes and not this world's. To love you with all of their heart, mind, body, and soul. To put away everything else. In your Son, Jesus Christ's name, we pray, God. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second, Mr. Heather. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. No? Thank you. Any good delegations which address the commission, Madam Clerk? No. Thank you, ma'am. Madam Entrance Commission? Thank you, if there is any, please. Tonight we have the honor of having a lot of special guests, very deserving. A lot of young ladies, a lot of young men, a lot of parents and grandparents, and we thank you all for coming. And we're so proud of each and every one of you that's here tonight, representing sports in Bladen County. You've had an excellent year, state champions. I don't know if you can get much better than that. We're so proud of you, and we want you to know that, not only just for your ball playing abilities, but what you represent as students in our schools and in our county. And as a parent, a grandparent, a great-grandparent, that is very meaningful to me, and I know it is to your parents. It's a lot of work for the parents to take you and bring you and support you. And my hat's off to them and the grandparents when the parents can't do it. And I know you kids really appreciate that. Again, on behalf of the commissioners, we're so proud of you, and we thank you for all that you do other than your sports. And it's a pleasure to have you here tonight and recognize that. At this time, we're going to go into order what the schedule is calling for. As far as the team that would come up first, we'd like to ask Don Whittington, the head coach, and Gary Campbell and Stanley Sasser to recognize each of you District 2 state champions for the World Series participants. Come on up front, gentlemen, and bring your ball players with you.
All right, that's good. First of all, thank y'all for having us tonight. Really appreciate you. Coach Don right here is Coach Jerry. Tonight, but also be part of it. I'll start with introducing the girls, we start introducing down here. We got Miss Kennedy Fisher. We got Miss Chloe Campbell, Molly Sasser. You want to see? Mr. Chaney, Bladen, Miss Annie, and we got our star picture right here, Macy, Tinsley, Terry Faye, Denaya, that's everybody's favorite right there, Denaya. And Raquel, and then Coach Jerry.
Bladen County, representing our county, and God we trust on it. Get to see and pride, and we're very grateful to be able here tonight and have the opportunity in this country to give our hands to God. And for those who like to take pictures, if you would, take a picture of the players, and then we want the players' entire family, grandparents, and all to come up front so you can get pictures as well.
Got that right.
All right, grandparents,
Camera, I'm fine.
I get on your shoulders, Mom. You get right by the little one.
Why are you home?
I'm tired. Oh. Hey, Jeff. Good. Yeah, we need to hear. Don't forget to get We want to recognize the following members. Recently won the state championship, participated in the World Series held in Anderson, South Carolina. Coach Steve Gwynn, Jonathan McMillan, and Jason Bryant. For Amy Ball.
Commissioners, for all your business, all your prayers, leadership, maybe not on those tonight. Yeah, from this end, we have Andrew Wren, Ray Goss, Gage King, Chase Bryan, Luke Bryant, Ashton Davis, Paul Grissom, Corbin Chadwick, Devin Stanley, I'm sorry, that's all your team, and Gavin Lewis and assistant coaches, Jason Bryant and Jonathan.
Again, guys, always good to have that son that's got in job. I get pictures of the players, and just like the whole set of parents and grandparents that come up.
I'm going to stand behind Gage. Hey, TJ, don't want behind Gage. Come on down this way. I think come in this way.
If I need everybody's attention just for one moment, please. If you would, go downstairs, we have a little, refreshments for everyone, right down by the commissioner's there. And, please go down, we have, okay. Please go down.
This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. I come here tonight to request a change order for the parking out on Robert Missouri Drive. We've had to bring in some 40 loads of fill material, and the parking bumpers were not included in the original contract. But as I attached, I don't know if you got it in front of you, but we took out the 5 foot of concrete, and we made that asphalt. That saved us some money. We're trying to save as much as we can. It matches Doug Evans' same way on the other side of the park. That change order, the total was $13,600.42.
Fred, speak. 40 loads of field truck, now, help me there. Why weren't that included? Is it are we paying something we weren't planning on paying?
No, there was an existing basketball court that was on at the park where we relocated. When they took the basketball court up, they discovered roots and sinkholes. And I got that phone call about needing a lot more dirt. And plus, they had to add up. It wasn't in the original contract as far as field. No matter who would have got this contract, would have been before you now to discuss this.
Are there any other change orders that you think are really are pending or out there that we're gonna be hearing about in another month or two?
Not on this project.
For a second.
Motion by Mr. Peters, second, Mr. McGill. Any further discussion?
I've got a question,
Yes, sir,
Mr. Chairman. Where you subtract the 27,000, isn't it added back in? I tried to run the figures,
There's not a running total on that. The 27,000, that's just the savings we had on the 5 feet. We didn't total out the 14, the 66, and the 46, and the 16. That ain't total, but.
when you total it all out, it seemed like I could be totally wrong, 27,000 is back in there.
No, that's for $13,000.
I'm only asking for 13.
My question, I thought you said you saved money where?
We save money by not at a concrete sidewalk. We're gonna use that as a 5-foot asphalt walkway.
Like, how much did you save?
Technically, you didn't save really nothing because you got a change order in front of you.
Well, I know that, but, so you say the 13 though, does that include the save, the money that we saved?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's really more than 13, the cost?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That makes sense.
I thought your change order was for $13,000.
It is, but with the 27,000.
Well, you're just looking at $13,700.
That's all right, sure.
Okay.
Basically, the savings cover that up for
Sure, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
But, send that information in there, I'm waiting on it.
Department of Social Service, Ms. Vicky Smith.
Good evening, Chair and Board.
Ma'am.
I'm here this evening for your consideration of approving the review of our child care policy and signature.
Motion to approve.
Second, motion, Mr. Bullock. Second by Mr. Cameron McGill. Any further discussion?
Just got a question, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
The daycares in Bladen already aware of this type of,
Yes, sir. This is
change.
no, there's really no change. This is the policy that we've always operated under. And this year they've just asked statewide for us to bring these.
So the word is basically the same.
It is the same.
Now, do they get copies of this? Daycares in Bladen get a copy of it? Will you send it by certified mail?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Health Department, Dr. Terry Duncan is our director.
All right, I come to you tonight for your consideration to approve an amended agreement to provide on-site wastewater inspection.
Go ahead, Cameron.
A second.
A motion by Mr. Cameron McGill, second by Dr. Mungorns. Any further discussion?
Is it Corey here? It would be to contract Corey as we contracted him for the pool inspections.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir, Mr. Bullock.
how are we maintaining the hours that he works? I mean, just taking his word on it, or what do we do?
No, sir. He would be Corey works a 4-day week currently, and it would basically be when he is available to help us, and he would actually sign in with us and sign out.
Okay.
You have to have authorization from the state to do this. I had to have permission first for them to even present it to y'all.
I was just wondering how we can maintain his hours. Well, you answered that. Thank you.
But am I not, it's still another county, does he not work another county still?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not.
Monday through Thursday.
Okay. Yeah.
What's applicable for him to do wastewater treatment inspection? Where do we, I think, doing that?
Well, currently, there's not the need. As of this morning, there were 11 sites that needed to be inspected. Last week, there were 13. They got some off and some others added. But on Friday, we had an application for 28 permits. A permit per site may take anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours or 5 hours. So if we had additional staff to help us with that, if we had large numbers and he were available to help us.
But this has been someone having a problem with their sewer system, they'll just call and ask us to go out and check it.
Well, it would be a number of things, but particularly for permits to build new sites, or if they had issues.
Let me help clarify something if I may, Dr. Duncan. For instance, if we've approved a mobile home site with 20 units, and I'm just picking a number, and we're so busy, it's taken us a while to get to it. The sooner that we can get to it and the revenue it puts to the tax base, it's the quicker that we can benefit from it. But more importantly, we need housing very badly. So there's 2 or 3 important factors that where this
I'm just trying to say, when you're looking at wastewater, but that's big.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Dr. Duncan, if you don't mind to put you on the spot, can you tell us a little bit about the mud box?
So once again, public health has answered the call. And like anything else, when something unusual is going on, that's what we do, and that's what we do best, is answer that call. So as we know, World Health Organization, I had reported y'all a couple of weeks ago that they had declared it a public health emergency. And North Carolina, as of today, there are 162 cases. In Bladen County, there are 2. Bladen County Department of Health staff have responded appropriately, as we do for all communicable diseases, with our monitoring and surveillance and contact tracing. We first of all looked at, did we have enough testing available? Do we have enough vaccine available? What are our risks? We know that the epidemiological curve for monkeypox is not near the steep curve we had for COVID. There are certainly a different population at risk for monkeypox versus the COVID vaccine or the COVID-19. So I do have the demographics if you're interested in those. The North Carolina DHHS posts daily, Monday through Friday, the number of cases, and then once a week they post the demographics and the case summary.
About symptoms.
Symptoms are very much like that of smallpox. It is caused by the same virus that causes smallpox. So guess what? It's the same symptoms that COVID and flu have.
Oh, boy.
And then a rash. The rash or a blister may come before the symptoms, particularly the fever. And it looks sometimes like an ant bite. You know, that pussy looking. A fire ant bite, yes.
What I want to ask about is schools getting ready to start back. And a lot of people have expressed concern about the COVID epidemic that's going on. What's the status of it here? Is it normal, low, average, high? Where is that school getting ready to start back?
Okay. So as of last Thursday, and the CDC updates that website as well every Thursday, we are in the yellow zone here. We were in the red for about a week. The CDC also last Thursday released new guidelines so that if you are a contact of an individual that has COVID, you no longer have to isolate. That was already the case in the schools with the new guidelines, but now it's for the general population as well. Following more the just regular communicable disease at this point. If you are positive for COVID, the guidelines still say that you would isolate for 5 days and then wear a mask. Now, if you are a close contact, you would wear a mask for 10 days. And if you develop symptoms, then the test, but you would not have to isolate to start with.
There are a number of active cases in Bladen County.
On any given day, we'll have somewhere between 20 and 40 average.
Thank you, Dr. Duncan. Could you? Emergency Service, Nathan, Dallas, Director.
Good evening. First item I have for you tonight is to consider approving for us to apply for a community development block grant, neighborhood revitalization, short CDBG-NR, which is another grant. Old scattered plot grant, if any of y'all remember that. We will be applying for the maximum amount, which is $750,000 to kind of supplement some of these homes that have got denied or whatever for through Encore, HMGP or whatever.
Motion to approve.
Motion by
But along with that, we got to schedule 2 public hearings before we can submit the application. One next meeting and one on the October 3rd meeting.
A motion by Mr. Hester. Yes, second.
Question.
Yes, sir.
What are the conditions that a citizen would have to repay the loan? What condition would bring that up?
There's no repayment on this. They would have to meet income requirements, environmental requirements, income. I mean, so the time that we get this grant to the time we get applications to the time we approve, you're probably talking a year before we even start.
So there's no, okay.
There's that many hoops you have to jump through, but, and with $750,000 in today's market, I mean, you might be talking 4 or 5 homes.
Now, I understand that some of the cities will be getting the same type grant. If a person live within the city limits, would they be able to apply for it through the county?
Yeah. And there's a couple that that we know we work way into a process on another grant that we're gonna help. There's a couple in Kelly we know. Can't get into a lot of details about it, but we know we're gonna try to get them, you know.
I'm certain to get the motion in a second. Motion by Mr. Hester, second by Mr. Gillespie. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Second item, consider terminating, Bladen County state of emergency regarding the COVID-19 pandemic.
Motion by Mr. McGill, second by Mr. Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Finance Department, Ms. Coleman.
Evening to each of you. I'd like to review the calendar the calendar. Boy, I'm really confused enough. The dashboard for the month ending July. As you know, this is our first month into the new fiscal year, and a lot of our revenues and expenditures are rolled back into the previous year. So at the end of July, I have 1.64% of revenues collected. But the good part is I did collect 2.4 million that's rolled back into last year in July. So it's not that we haven't collected any money, it's just prior year revenue. 6.4% as spent in expenditures and general fund. In solid waste, we've collected 4.3% and spent 2.93. The emergency telephone, 100% of it was rolled back in the revenue. So right now we have nothing. The first payment comes in August. That'll be for July. So we've spent 1.81, and in the water department, we've collected 9.53, and we've spent 1.55%.
When you go to the end of the year, is this a reflection of what was, like if we came under or over, that reflected in what you have here?
Not yet. When we do actually finish the audit, we would have to wait through September 15th to get the sales tax in for June. And that's the last amount of money that I can roll back into the previous year.
When you come in September, you give a report of what?
I can give you a ballpark of how the year end would end. Because when the auditors come in, he might find something that I didn't find and he rolls it back.
Oh, I noticed it says service agency utilized 67.65%.
Where you at?
Service agency.
Oh, okay. That is, that's our annual payments that we have to make that hits usually in July.
Okay.
As soon as we get, it's like our dues for the association, our dues for the COG.
Okay.
Dues and those things like that.
All right.
They always send them in May and June timeframe. We have to hold them to July to pay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And the other thing that's talked about is the federal inmate money. And right now it's a little low based on the population. We're averaging right now for the month of July was 68, and we budgeted for 80. I have talked with the sheriff about this, and he has talked with Mike East at the federal and level, and he said that they are transferring between facilities right now. So they are anticipating the numbers to go up, and Mike promised him they probably go up before the end of the week. So, just to let y'all know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Advisory Board appointments, Target Fire Service District Committee 2, Kenny Emmett and Mark Waddell.
Second.
What else? What
Well, got a motion by Mr. Peterson, a second by Cameron McGill. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Put the chair advisory board appointment consideration September the 19th. Beaver Management, Voluntary Agricultural District Number 2, and Watershed Review Board 2. Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to review the calendar with you for the remainder of August and September. Again, point out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. there's a chamber meeting at the farmers market here in Elizabethtown. On Saturday, the 20th at 12 noon, there's a community prayer service in the courthouse lawn. Next Monday, I want to remind you the board has a special meeting at 6 p.m. Also, on Friday, the 26th at 11 a.m., there's a groundbreaking ceremony for the Town Square project in the town of Bladen. Moving over to September, on Thursday, the 1st, JCPC has its monthly meeting at 12 noon. County offices are closed on Monday, the 5th, in observance of the Labor Day holiday. Tuesday, the 6th, at 8 a.m., there's a prayer service here. The board meets that evening at 6:30. On Saturday, the 3rd, on the Saturday, the 10th, there's a clash of the Carolinas of triathlon at White Lake. Also, the Dublin Peanut Festival scholarship pageant will go to CC Auditorium. On Monday, the 12th at 5 p.m., the Services Advisory Committee meets. Saturday, the 17th, 30th annual Dublin Peanut Festival will take place. Also, at 12 noon, there's a community prayer service here, and the board meets on Monday, the 19th. Any other questions related to the calendar? Moving to item B. You all know there's an effort to establish fish ladders on the Cape Fear River at Lock Dam 2 and ultimately at 3 as well. The North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission is considering an application to NOAA for funding for that purpose, for Lock Dam 2. And so they've requested a support letter from Bladen County. So I just wanted to bring that to you all for your consideration.
Motion by Mr. Gillespie, second by Dr. Mungowens. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. That's all I have.
Individual delegation wishing to address the commission, Madam Clerk. Matter of interest to commission.
I got one, Mr. Brooks. It's just something for information. While we was at the conference, I meant to bring one I had. I didn't know what Mr. Martin had received one, but did you get one of the books they call the map books? You get the map books? I think that was a valuable access that all of us need to have access to. I meant to bring some when I went back to go get them. Everybody was getting them for their boards, and I missed it. Yeah, for the whole state. They had a stack of them up. By the time I got back out with me, everybody wanted the thing to come.
Yeah, I try to get some of
What
it.
it does, it gives the demographic, the economics, any aspect of the whole state. And so you can compare, contrast, and look at what's happening. To me, that's one of the, it's kind of amazing to see what's going in Columbus County, Cabarrus County, every county. And even what's the staff of sheriffs and everything. And I would ask Mr. Martin if he would see if Kevin Lennon, those guys from the apartment, would give that to you. Because we've been having conversations. This is a very good reference to what we'll be talking about.
I'll be glad to. I also know it's available online.
Yeah.
And just to, you all may remember, but that's information we shared at our board planning sessions in February. That close to, like at the airport, for instance, you may recall, examine that closely.
Everything you can conceive or think of is on there.
Mr. Peters.
I went to the Fire Association meeting, last Thursday night, and Mr. McGill also went. They wanted to say a big thank you for the radios. And, they got them, and I think that's on my program now. So, another thing, sometimes when they have ground fires in the Forest Service, they expect the local fire departments to sit there and kind of man them and watch them. And I was going to ask Mr. Martin if he would get with Mr. Dallas and the fire chiefs, if it's all right with the board, to to understand that a little better, and let's send a letter up to whoever we need to send it up, because they were saying that they had all kind of bulldozers sitting in Wyville, and why don't they put the bulldozers over there and things like that versus them having to sit there and watch the ground fire, so every spark and start back burning. So that was,
Well, I was gonna say, one of our employees were saying that we have our expensive truck sitting there, down there in the woods. He was very concerned about that there were, like you're saying, more forestry equipment in there plowing lines and doing whatnot. But anyway, good point.
and the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I know there's been a lot of conversation about this, and I know there's been a lot of work done around this. And I don't know what the answer is, and I don't know that Mr. Dallas or Mr. Martin knows the answer, or Kip or anybody else. But when you go to a meeting and there's concern about our fire departments and the water departments, I want Greg to investigate a little more. And I don't know, the fire people have to put the fire out, and then when we put the fire out, we get dirty water, cloudy water, and I don't know what the solution is. But will you please just see if we can make things a little softer between those two groups? And I don't know what was said is true or false, and I'm just saying what I heard. But that's all the things I have. Anyone else? Mr. Boyd?
I just want to let the commissioners know that Commissioner Cogdell was elected president of the North Carolina Association of Black County Officials. And Madam Clerk, please show that in a minute. Yeah, for the entire state of North Carolina. Congratulations.
Anyone else?
I have one. I just sent the email to Mr. Martin and Ms. Edwards. I would ask that the board take a look at it and consider a resolution for the green light, Operation Green Light. And really and we're trying to get the governor to also to endorse this for us. It's for Veterans Week, and to support our veterans. And really, it needs to get some bulbs that around the county green. The second week of, the whole week of the Veterans Day. No, it's November. So I'm asking you to please consider that and send the information to them. And we're trying to get all 100 counties to participate.
I mean, like a proclamation.
Yeah.
They're working with the
So we'll look at that, please.
North Carolina Association and with the state, trying to get bulbs that they can make a break.
Yeah, they try to do that.
Anyone else? Thank you for that. Can I get a motion?
Move.
A motion, Mr. Dillon, to go home.
Second.
Say aye. Thank you all.